Okay. Hi, and welcome back to Elwyn's Reading Corner. Anderson's Fairy Tale and Stories. And we're going to be on page 443. I've chosen the story, The Pigs. Some of us might really enjoy this one. I know there's a few out there that absolutely enjoy these little piggies. So here we go. Dear Charles Dickens once told us a story of the pigs. And since that time, he has put us in a good humor just to hear one grunt. St. Anthony took the pig under the protection and went through thoughts of properly carrying us into the midst of some piggies. Matter of fact, in front of this piggy was a carriage, and it stopped. And near the highway, close beside a house, a farmer put his piggies under another like it could scarcely have been found in the world, and then out, state carriage and seat between removal, wheels taken off of the body, old coach stood on its, oh God, I gotta turn the page. Where did an old coach is like a cart or a car back in the day. 4 pigs stood up inside where these were first had ever been there. No, couldn't of any certain, but this had been born to been state coach. There was ever evidence of it. Even in the dun mask rag hung down from the roof, indeed, board witness having seen better days, this true, very blessed word, oink, 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 was coming from this coach. This coach was creaking and even groaning, and indeed having mournful an end. This beauty has gone in sight and said, at least, what might have said? What's going on? I'm going to show you this little picture. Maybe you can see it. There's cart, and how many pigs did we mention? Well, gosh, I'm seeing 4 in this picture. If you guys can take a minute and look. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a cart. And I'm also noticing that they're calling it a carriage or a coach. And those are lots of different words to calling it a car or a cart back in the day. Okay, we came back into autumn and the coach was still there, but the pigs were gone. Gosh, I wonder where they went. Now, into the forest and the rains and the storm in the region, the winds were blowing and the leaves and the trees. Wonder where they went. I hope they had peace of mind and safety. The birds were passing and had flown by. The beautiful carriage has gone. The nature settled inside. Even from the heart of the men sounded, the beautiful has gone. The glorious green woods, warm, shining, and the song of the birds, they're gone. Well, goodness gracious. So what is said? The creak of the trunks of the trees sighed. With deep sigh, they heard the heart of the winds and the rose of the trees. The roses, all of them started to sway back and forth. When you feel the wind, the branches and the trees and the flowers, everything starts moving around. It just feels like it's coming alive. Do you know him? When the finest, reddest, greenest start moving around, the wild red rushes, when the flowers faded and the autumn starts to come, the red tips remain, often finding the largest moss flowers. Little green leaves grow into the top of the heads of their feathers. The only man that can find this red rubbish, these sighs, are gone. Gone. The beautiful is gone. The rose is gone. The leaves have fallen. The trees, they're looking pretty bleak. And they're looking pretty rough. The birds were singing a little more silently. The pigs have gone hunting for acorns and things to scurry for the autumn season. They have to collect food for maybe the winter or to store up in case the snow falls, then they have to make sure they're extra careful. The nights were cold and the days were gray. They sat underneath to try to stay as warm as they could next to the largest trees they saw. The ravens and the crows decided to come closer, and they cawed. Crows and ravens are similar, and they make this really scratchy noise, and they call it like caw, caw. And of course, the majority of them are all real close. It almost sounds scary, like a hollow. And beneath the trees, there might be some gray puddles due to the water of rain. Large or small, they find their place. The pigs are lonely, but they just sit around together and make this noise. What kind of noise do the pigs make? Oink, oink. And what kind of noise do the crows or the ravens make? Caw, caw. So we're finding this out here. This was an old French town they knew, but even something, they were so clever. As the pigs kept eating, they grew weight, they grew fat. That's how they stayed healthy during the different seasons. The only ones that lay real still were the young ones with little tummies. They were busy and they would rest. The little piglets had little curly tails, and their mothers were so prideful of joy, and they would come and feed them, and they would enjoy watching their little curly tails move back and forth, and they would be very useful as they would grow older and find their own acorns and roots and trees and leaves and items to eat. But now the little pigs, as they aren't young ones, they come out for new ideas to insist acorns drop from the branches. And one had fallen on his head and given him an idea. Have you ever had an idea? Something come to you that bumps your head and you go, I have an idea. So that particular idea has given him, and he made an observation. And now, we're quite sure the older ones, they put their heads together. That means they used a thought process together. So they came together with an idea. Oink, oink, said the pigs. Oink, oink. With all the beauty gone, the birds and the ending, they want fruit. Anything that's good to eat, anything would be great. Let's look for fruit. Oink, oink, as they all stay together. The crows and the ravens say what? Caw, caw. And the pigs say what? Oink, oink. And the beautiful flowers and the trees and the leaves all do what? Sway back and forth. And together, they decided to wander around because they had an idea that came to them because an acorn bumped one of the piggies on the head as they stayed together to find fruit as safety together. Let's see if that was the end of our piggy story. Well, that's lovely. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me on this particular story. We look forward to hearing from you guys again. Bye.